Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna talk about something different, something I literally hold dear to my heart because it was the first movie I ever watched back in the 80s when I was 3 years old, and it was The Labyrinth. And today we're dedicating just a little bit of time to something nostalgic and something that I care a lot about. As you can see from my shirt, should you need us, we'll jump right into The Labyrinth. This is here what the billboard looked like. And the sad thing is that this movie actually didn't do really well in the box office when it first came out. Now it's like a cult classic. Everyone loves it. I feel like everyone sees what I saw growing up. But you know what it is? When something is new and something is different, sometimes it takes some time for people to kind of like adjust, because they're not used to seeing things like that. And Jim Henson, I feel like, was way beyond his time. Even with I think it's The Dark Crystal, I really love that. And that was another movie that didn't do really well when it first came out. And now they have like a mini series. They kind of like brought it back, and I'm not even sure. I think it's on Netflix. But totally in love with Jim Henson and he's like the master of puppetry. Anyway, I just want to show you this book. If you into The Labyrinth, this is a really awesome book, and it says Jim Henson's Labyrinth, the ultimate visual history book. So what's amazing here, and I'm just gonna show you a few pages. What I love is that this even gets like into the notes of like Jim Henson's thoughts. They have like copies of notes and things like that. And what I love also, the forward, if you remember the baby Toby, I mean, he's like the whole reason why Sarah has to go to the labyrinth, because she kind of like banishes him away. And so this is him here as a young adult. And this book was made in, does it have a year? I'll see if I find the year that this book was made, but it's not that old. This here is Toby, and he just basically, they asked him a question, and the question is, like, does he mind that when people still ask him when he was a child that he played in the labyrinth? And he's like, he explains that he's super excited, and from the start to build his own company, because he says down here that he has a company named Stripy Pajama Productions. And I mean, it's a play on obviously the pajamas that he wore here, but he's so stinking cute. The only thing that used to make me upset was that whole ladder scene that they have with like the steps that kind of go upside down once she's in the labyrinth, when she's trying to rescue Toby, and she would find one way to get to him and he would be like in another direction, and then finally she kind of just gets upset and jumps, and it kind of like it makes the whole world like crumble, and it's just, she realizes it's kind of all a fraud, you know. Oh, we had to do a small dedication to the late David Bowie. This is him here with Toby. And here it has like, there's some notes here of like certain scenes and things like that. But what's crazy is, you have to see this, guys. It says Labyrinth Thoughts, Jareth, right? They had Sting, then David Bowie, so he wasn't even a first choice. Then they had Van Halen, Rod Stewart, even Prince was on this list. Guys, come on. Do you see it? But nobody, I think, could have done better than David Bowie. I mean, from the way they had his hair, and I think what even made him more like the Goblin King is the way his eyes are. The fact that he has like the two different eyes, and his jaw, that he's tall and lean. I don't know. I feel like he was just meant to play this character. Some of the things on here, what I love is that there's like a lot of notes. So they have pages, just like a children's book, that they kind of like pop out. So this is some of the art of goblins that they had ideas for. Not everything that's sketched out on here they actually did, but this is supposed to be like rough sketches of Huggle. And you could see them like making him here in this page. And between Huggle and Ludo, now I have 3 favorite characters, which is I can't even say 3 because there's so many. Obviously, I love Jareth. He's my favorite. And I think if this was like a real life story and I was playing Sarah, I probably would have stood in the labyrinth because I love Jareth so much. But Sir Didymus is another one that he's the most hysterical character. I mean, a dog riding a dog, really? And they have here, look at this one of Ludo. So this is just basically, you could see the man that's inside the costume, and the guy that was here, because it was multiple people actually playing him, but at this current moment in that photo, the guy who was in there was Rob Mills, and it says Rob Mills takes his turn inside the Ludo costume. But when you look at the sketching that Jim Henson did of the character, Ludo is almost like Wolverine. You can see how like these claws come out of like his knuckles here. And this is someone else just practicing with the head. But when you see, you can see like his hand kind of fisted up and these claws coming out. I'm kind of glad that they didn't go that direction, because to me, Ludo was, out of the 3, out of Huggle, Sir Didymus, and Ludo, who were like the ones who accompanied Sarah on her journey in the labyrinth, he was the one that was the most lovable, like most caring, you know, about like to save and to make sure all the characters kind of like stood together. So I'm glad, because it kind of gave him like a vicious look. And you see him here in a fight scene, even like the way he's like snarling at that character. And you probably, because I highly doubt that they changed his role and what he was doing. He was probably, this fight scene was probably like to protect Sarah and the other characters, but still it kind of makes him look like really vicious here. And it's not something that I think that we're used to seeing. Used to like the kind of the slow motion Ludo, you know. The junk lady, I love this lady so much. She's the one that gives the magic snow globe to Sarah, that they do that dream sequence with when she eats the apple. And that scene, what's crazy, and I think it's here in this book, but that's dancing that she has with Jared, like inside that snow globe, is actually the only scene that there aren't any puppets involved. And the whole movie, every single scene, there's a puppet, except for the ballroom scene when Sarah is dancing with Jared. Okay. This here, it's like a copy of the sketchbook that Jim Henson created, the sketches of the goblins. And this is what I like. So it's like a book within a book, and it just has like photos and sketch art of what he wanted these scenes or these characters to look like. Looks so freaking awesome. And it really takes you back, because when you look at some of these characters that were created, some of them made it to the film while others didn't. What's crazy is that sometimes the most scariest characters are like the nicest. People think like witches and ghouls and goblins and automatically they're like afraid, but it's like the good witch and the bad witch. Sometimes the beautiful witch could be the vicious person, and then the ugly witch can be the one that's the nicest. So it's basically telling you, you can't go off of looks. Do not judge a book by its cover. Look at this. It's like an army of costumes. I mean, the time and dedication that this cast had to go through. And that's why I'm so sad. So much work, so many hours, so many people involved in this movie. And to think that it wasn't as successful as it is today. So guys, we went back into time. And if the Labyrinth was something that you enjoyed, I suggest that you get this book. This book was originally priced at $45, but I actually got it at Comic-Con for like 25 bucks. So it was an awesome buy. But I'm not sure if you could get this like at your local Barnes & Noble or something like that. But check it out. You'll love it. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I see you next time. Bye.